Okay. Hey guys, it's Turn Up with Meg. Today we are making biscuits. Alright, so first step is to make your buttermilk. So it's vegan buttermilk. And the thing about buttermilk, like in buttermilk pancakes or the buttermilk that's in biscuits, is it's a nice sour flavor. How do you do that vegan, you ask? Well, let me tell you. There's multiple ways to do vegan buttermilk. I prefer using lemon. Now, there's a scientific explanation to this process. I don't have it for you. Basically, what the lemon does is it curdles any type of non-dairy milk to create some type of buttermilk substance. So you can basically pick whatever kind of non-dairy substance you want. I'm choosing coconut milk because I find it really thick and nice to use when I'm baking. Coconut milk and lemon will create our buttermilk. Alright, so I'm gonna make the buttermilk. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 2 cups of coconut milk into the bowl. Alright, now I'm gonna add the lemon. Per cup of non-dairy milk, you wanna add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So since I have 2 cups of coconut milk, I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Alright, so now we're gonna set this aside because we need to give it at least 10 minutes for the lemon to curdle the milk. Now that the buttermilk is curdling and the oven is preheating, now it's time to chop our butter. So, the most important thing about biscuits is that, well, there's many things. Who knew biscuits were so complex? But the most important thing is to never melt your butter. So, for vegan butter, I find that it has a harder time keeping solid. So I store mine in the freezer when I make my biscuits because that's the only way I can guarantee that it'll stay solid. I'm using Earth Balance today. It's the only one I've tested with, and so far it's worked great. So I'm gonna get my Earth Balance from the freezer. I am using 2 sticks of Earth Balance butter. You wanna do this part really quickly so that you aren't over touching the butter and then it doesn't start melting because you want it to stay really hard and solid. So we're gonna chop it into dime-sized pieces. If you aren't gonna work with it right away, instead of just keeping it on your counter for even 3 minutes, throw it into your freezer. You want it to get really cold. You wanna freeze it pretty much. Our butter is refreezing. We're gonna keep it in there for a few minutes because it's kind of hot in here. And until then, you just enjoy some wine, okay? Let's take a break before short. All right, well, that's it. Delicious. So now the butter is frozen. It was in there for a few minutes. What I'm gonna do is take that chopped up butter and add the flour, baking soda, baking powder, sugar, and salt. That is it. That is the epitome of a biscuit. Was that more than 4 cups, or was that 4 cups? Now with my hands, I'm gonna just roughly throw around the butter and the flour and everything else. So I don't have a fancy KitchenAid. You don't need one. I got this tool for probably $5 on Amazon. Sorry, I know I should be buying local. But this was so cheap, and all you do is it's a little bit more of a workout, and you just kind of like smashed potatoes. You just mash the butter into the flour until you get tiny bit-sized pieces of butter for your biscuits. Now we're gonna throw the buttermilk that has been sitting for about 15 minutes into the flour mixture, and we're gonna just put it all together. You only wanna stir it for maybe 10 seconds. Even if you can see some flour patches, stop stirring. You don't wanna overmix your batter. When you think you need to mix more, stop. Now I'm gonna flour my station, and I'm gonna throw the batter down and put some flour on top and start building my biscuit making station. And I start rolling out the dough. The more that you roll it out and then flip it, the more layers you're gonna have. Now that you've done it at least 8 times, you wanna just press your dough down. You're making kind of like a disc here. You wanna make sure that you dip your cutter in some flour, and then you just press in. So we're making normal flaky biscuits, but I'm also gonna show you how to make a jammer, which is something that we make at work and I love. But they're not vegan, so I've had to veganize my own jammers. Basically what you do is you take the biscuit disc and you build a well, and then you add whatever flavored jam you want into the well, and then you bake it. Hello? Easy. Now I'm gonna put some homemade peach jam, thanks to my mom and my Oma, into the jammers, and then I'm going to dab or brush coconut milk onto these normal biscuits, and then we're gonna pop them in the oven. They were in the oven for about 26 minutes and they're looking really good. I'm happy with the layers that I'm seeing. You can tell that they definitely formed some layers while they were cooking. Melt in your mouth. You can put butter on this jam or literally just eat it the way it is. It's so good. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you go home and make biscuits for yourself. And I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna go eat some biscuits. See ya.